Feast your eyes, gentlemen. It's the 2020 Yamaha YZ250FX. We're gonna see how much this thing weighs in just a second. I'm Kyle with Dirt Bike Channel. Stick around. So if you guys are seasoned vets to the channel, you'll know that I like to weigh all my bikes full of fuel with no aftermarket parts on them, full of all the fluids that you need. And since I ride my bikes, when I leave the truck, they're full of fuel. I like to weigh them full of fuel. Now, this bike has no aftermarket parts. As I mentioned, I need to put some parts on it, and so I needed to weigh it today. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've filled this fuel tank up. This is a 2.2 gallon tank, and I can confirm that because I filled it up at the gas pump. It had no gas in it, and I was able to put 2.2 gallons in it. It was completely dry. The dealer did not put any fuel in that for me, so I can confirm it is 2.2 gallons. So that gives this a little bit of an advantage over some of the other bikes, but not much, only a couple pounds there in fuel. So I'm going to use my commercial shipping scale, and we are going to drop this thing down and see how much she weighs. Let's do it. Okay, so there you have it. We are 245.5. I don't know if that'll focus, but 245, depends on how much I pull on this. 245.5 is what this settles on the scale right here. So this bike actually does have a little bit of a mini skid plate. It's not a good enough skid plate for me because it doesn't cover the linkage. In fact, it doesn't even cover only like halfway back on the frame. So it's gonna have to have a better skid plate on it. I'm gonna put a rear disc guard on the bike at least. I'm gonna put fork shoe protectors on the thing. I'm gonna have to put hand guards on the thing. What are some of the other things I'm going to do? As far as just weight, I think those are the main things. So maybe a front rotor guard, a rear rotor guard. It has a plastic disc guard back there, but that's not gonna cut it, so I'm gonna put that on there. So the bike is, it doesn't have a spark arrestor on it, but it has some really, really cool things on this bike, which are gonna be super fun to test. KYB forks on the front. It's got the Yamaha power tuner back here, which I've already connected to my phone, which is pretty sweet. It's like the Get ECU, the Athena. In fact, I think this is the Athena technology, the Get Athena technology that is in this that you can use to program your bike with different maps and things. So that's super cool. I'm excited about that. Of course, you got your air box up here in the front. It's kind of just a weird little air filter. Let me show you what it looks like. The air filter is totally flat like this. So I don't know how much coverage this gives you, I guess. But it's just this little guy right here. Just that little flat thing is all you get for your air filter. So I'm excited. The bike is supposed to be all new, like from head to toe, from the front to the back. There's a ton of new things that Yamaha did with this. So it's gonna be exciting to ride this thing. I think the one I had before was either a 2015 or a 2016 model. So this is 2020, all new. It's slimmer, and you can feel that. You can feel that the bike is slimmer when you sit on it. I've only ridden it around and done a couple of full lock turns on it and then brought it back here in my shop. I'm gonna put a bunch of stuff on it. So 245.5 pounds. If we compare it to some of the other bikes recently, the 2020 KTM 250XC TPI over there, this bike is 6 pounds heavier than that. If I compare it to my 2020 Beta 300 RR, which is not in the shot, it's over at the shop, this bike is 1.5 pounds heavier than the Beta 2-stroke. These 4-strokes are getting really light. If I compare this to the only other Yamaha that I have on record on this scale, it was that was the 2017 YZ250X, and that bike came in at 237 pounds. So this bike is 8.5 pounds heavier than the 250X, the 2-stroke version of it in this same thing. But that old bike doesn't have electric start, and it doesn't have all the 4-stroke technology. So this is going to be a pretty cool bike to ride. I'm very excited to get out on it. This is the bike that you guys asked for in my Facebook group. This bike beat out a ton of other bikes, and so that's why we got it. And eventually this will be a giveaway bike that I will give away to you. So I have no idea when this video is going to come out, but just know I will be giving this bike away either in the earlier part of the year or in the later part of the year. So this bike will be coming to you once I'm done testing it. So anyway, hopefully you learned something. I have all the weights of the bikes that I have been weighing since I got this scale. It's up on my website. If you go to dirtbikechannel.com, hopefully I'll have a link there for you where you can go through and look at, I've done a lot of these bikes now ever since I got this scale. So Go check that out and see how much these bikes weigh when they're full of fuel, ready to ride. Okay, that's it guys. Go out and leave a single track. Thanks.